Black history is not a separate story. It is American history. Full stop. For too long, the narrative of America has been told with missing pages. Pages filled with the triumphs, struggles, and contributions of Black people. Imagine a beautiful, complex tapestry with many of its most vibrant threads hidden or cut short. The picture is incomplete, isn't it? That is what happens when Black history is pushed to the margins. It is time to bring these threads to the forefront, to see the full, rich pattern of what this nation truly is. We often hear about Black History Month in February. It is a vital time for recognition. But the story of Black Americans cannot be contained within a single month. It spills over into every day, every event, every achievement that defines the United States. From the earliest days of the nation's founding, Black hands and minds were shaping its destiny. They built its economy, they fought in its wars, they enriched its culture. To ignore this is to ignore a fundamental part of America's identity. This essay is an invitation to look closer, to ask questions, to seek out the stories that have been kept in the shadows. We will explore why these vital parts of American history are often overlooked or deliberately hidden. Understanding this history is not just about correcting the past, it is about shaping a more just and equitable future. By unveiling these hidden stories, we empower ourselves to build a nation that truly lives up to its ideals. Long before America was a fully formed nation, people of African descent were present. They were brought in chains, forced into brutal enslavement. Yet, even in these horrific conditions, their contributions were immense and foundational. The agricultural wealth of the early colonies, particularly in the South, was built on their stolen labor. Crops like tobacco, rice, and cotton, which became economic powerhouses, were cultivated by enslaved Black people. Their skills in farming and craftsmanship were essential to the colony's survival and prosperity. Many iconic buildings and plantations were constructed by enslaved hands. Their knowledge and labor laid the groundwork for much of what America would become. Beyond the economic and physical building, enslaved Africans brought with them rich cultural traditions. These traditions adapted and evolved, becoming a unique and vibrant part of American culture. The story of Black America is also a story of relentless resistance. From the moment of enslavement, there were acts of defiance, both big and small. Figures like Harriet Tubman, known as Moses, were beacons of this resistance. She was a conductor on the Underground Railroad, leading hundreds to freedom. Frederick Douglass, an escaped slave, became a renowned orator and abolitionist. His autobiography exposed the brutal realities of slavery. Sojourner Truth, another former slave, was a compelling speaker for abolition and women's rights. Her famous "Ain't I a Woman?" speech challenged societal hypocrisy. The fight did not end with emancipation. The struggle for true freedom and equality continued through the Jim Crow era and into the civil rights movement. Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a leader, advocating for nonviolent resistance. Their collective courage forced America to confront its deep-seated racism. Despite immense barriers, Black Americans have consistently demonstrated incredible innovation and creativity. George Washington Carver, born into slavery, became a renowned agricultural scientist. Madam C.J. Walker built a hair care empire, becoming one of the first American women to become a self-made millionaire. In the arts, Black voices have profoundly shaped American culture. Phyllis Wheatley became the first published African-American female poet. Later, writers like Langston Hughes and Toni Morrison offered powerful portrayals of Black life. Music, from spirituals and blues to jazz and hip-hop, has deep roots in Black traditions. Artists like Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald became global icons. In sports, Jackie Robinson broke the color line in Major League Baseball. Jesse Owens defied Hitler's Aryan supremacy ideology at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Serena and Venus Williams dominated the world of tennis. Their stories are of talent triumphing over adversity, inspiring millions. The early 20th century saw the Great Migration. Millions left the rural South, seeking better opportunities and escaping Jim Crow laws. Northern and western cities offered jobs and a less hostile racial environment. This mass movement reshaped Black culture and politics. As Black families settled in urban centers, new communities formed. These communities became vibrant hubs of Black life. Churches, businesses, and social organizations flourished. Newspapers and magazines fostered a sense of shared identity and purpose. The concentration of Black people in these cities began to shift political power. The Harlem Renaissance in the 1920s was a significant cultural flowering. Harlem became the epicenter of Black artistic and intellectual activity. Writers like Langston Hughes and musicians like Duke Ellington produced seminal works. This period was a celebration of Black identity, challenging racist caricatures. The Great Migration was a movement of hope, resilience, and transformation. It laid the groundwork for the Civil Rights Movement. It permanently enriched the cultural tapestry of American cities. If Black history is so integral, why is it often hidden or minimized? The legacy of slavery and white supremacy played a significant role. The dominant narrative in America was constructed to justify the enslavement of Black people. Acknowledging their rich history would have contradicted this dehumanizing narrative. The Lost Cause mythology romanticized the Confederacy and downplayed the horrors of slavery. The education system perpetuated this hidden history. Textbooks often omitted Black history or presented it in a limited way. Media representation also contributed to the problem. Unveiling the hidden stories requires a conscious effort to challenge these systemic forms of erasure. I remember a story a friend once shared with me. It was about her grandmother, a quiet woman who rarely spoke of the past. One day, my friend found a faded photograph in an old attic. It showed a young Black woman in a nurse's uniform from the Second World War. Her grandmother had always spoken of working in a local shop during those years. When approached, her grandmother slowly revealed the story. She had been a nurse in a segregated unit of the U.S. Army Nurse Corps. She served overseas, tending to wounded Black soldiers. She spoke of the challenges and discrimination they faced. She also spoke of the pride and camaraderie. This was a part of her life she had kept hidden for decades. My friend was astonished. This was a whole chapter of her family's history she knew nothing about. Discovering that photograph was like finding a missing piece of a puzzle. It made her history and her understanding of her grandmother richer and more complex. So much of Black history resides in hidden spaces, in family stories, old photographs, and community archives. Each unearthed story adds another vital thread to the true American tapestry. The struggle for equality and the drive to contribute continue with vigor today. A new generation of Black leaders, activists, artists, and innovators are building upon the legacy of those who came before them. The election of Barack Obama as the first African-American president was a monumental moment. Kamala Harris made history as the first African-American, first South Asian American, and first female vice president. Movements like Black Lives Matter have brought renewed attention to issues of racial injustice. Young activists are using social media and grassroots organizing to demand change. Filmmakers like Ryan Coogler and Jordan Peele are bringing diverse Black narratives to global audiences. Musicians like Beyoncé and Kendrick Lamar are creating culturally impactful art. Writers like Ta-Nehisi Coates are exploring the complexities of race in America. In STEM, figures like Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett demonstrate the ongoing excellence of Black individuals. These modern torchbearers are a testament to the enduring spirit and brilliance within the Black community. Black history is not a footnote. It is the very spine of the American story. To understand America, we must understand the Black experience within it. Recognizing Black history as American history is about wholeness. It is about acknowledging the full truth of who we are as a nation. The journey to uncover and elevate these hidden stories is ongoing. It requires a commitment from each of us. It means demanding more from our education systems. It means supporting artists, writers, and filmmakers who are telling these vital narratives. It means listening to the voices within Black communities. This work is essential not just for Black Americans, but for all Americans. The stories of Black Americans are stories of profound strength and innovation. Let us move forward with a renewed commitment to telling the whole story. The full story is waiting to be told and heard.